What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we're going to be doing our Cobalt B guide. Right now, she's not in a super insane state because she doesn't really have like a super amazing team right now. But Ruby is going to be the next character coming out, and with Ruby coming out, I'm pretty sure Cobalt B is going to get a lot better, and the fire team as a whole will be getting a lot better with Ruby coming out as well. Even though if you're free to play or light spinner and using them at C3, having both of them on the team is going to be a lot better for you. Now, getting into her teams, let's go ahead and go over here. Right now, she doesn't, like, her team, this is probably the best team you can get on global right now. Obviously, you can put King on the team, but the thing about that is, King's not going to have as high shatter. Not shatter, charge. King's not going to have as high charge as Huma, number one. Number two, even though his shatter number is higher than Huma's, Huma's shatter is better, because if you guys don't know how shatter kind of works, it's basically like your shatter value multiplied by your your percentage on your move. So even if his, King shatter is 12.5 or 13, he has low percentage numbers on his shatter moves, opposed to Huma, who has high shatter percentages, or high percentages on her moves multiplied by her 10 shatter. So it's kind of complicated. There's a video that goes over it super in depth, but yeah. Anyway, the point is that Huma is going to be giving more to this team than King will with charge and shatter. Also, with Cobalt B being a shatter unit now, you don't need near as much shatter with King whenever that's the only thing you're offering, right? So we already have a shatter unit, so we need a unit that can provide something other than shatter, and the fact that Huma can provide both is really good. Then you move on to Claudia, which is going to be providing charge, and she has a little bit of shatter as well. The main thing about Cobalt that a lot of people need to understand when wanting to play her is that she is not a stay on the field type of unit. That's just not what she is, especially with the shatter now. The shatter is going to allow her skill to dish out a lot of shatter damage really fast. If you need to, you can do some other moves, right? You can go into her jump move, her double jump move, or things like that. But for the most part, she's not going to be a unit that you keep on the field. And with you not keeping her on the field, you need to have a unit that you do keep on the field. Claudia also does not fit this description. Claudia is generally a unit, especially once you get her dupes. I don't have her C1, but once you get her like C1, it's even more so prevalent. But she is a unit that you use discharge, use her one, and switch off. So that puts your third and final unit into a position where they need to be able to be on the field for a decent amount of time. Well, Huma, using her dash attacks, because if you guys don't know, she can reset her dash attacks when she picks up her shields from her passive. That's going to allow her to stay on the field for quite a while, and then whenever she eventually switches over to her axe form, she will stay on the field as well. So you will be going into some dash attacks. Now I can only do 3 because there's no enemies, but generally she would get probably 5, 6, 7 dash attacks off, which do really good damage. And then after that, you want to go into her axe form, where you can go into her slam here. You can go into her dash attack there. The point is, she's going to be on the field for quite a bit of time, giving you charge and shatter if you need more shatter. And then once you're done with that, you can switch over to Claudia. Then you can switch over to Cobalt and do whatever you need to do to basically even your team out. But anyways, Huma fills a really specific role for this team that no other units really can right now. And like King, you can put King there, but King's not really a stay on the field the entire time type of unit either. So Huma just fits that role very, very perfectly. Moving on to the Matrix, or what you want to be running on Cobalt. I don't know. There are going to be some people that do have dupes in their Cobalt. They do. So with, like, if you have dupes in your Cobalt, if you're using Cobalt as a damage dealer, because once you get her, get to her like C3, then you could start putting her on the field a little bit more. She's still not going to be a main, DPS of unit, but she's going to be a lot better. But with dupes, you can run her more of as a sub DPS or damage dealer, opposed to just like kind of a shatter spam unit. And if you are running her as a damage dealer, you want to run 2-piece Crow, 2-piece Samir for maximum damage output. Now, for most people that don't have C3 or above, y'all are probably not going to be running her as a damage dealer or anything. You're just going to be running her for resonance and Shatter primarily, and she does have a lot of charge, so that's really nice as well. If you are running her as a Shatter bot, you can just run her on 2-piece Shiro, and you can run her on 2-piece King. Now, obviously, you can mix and match to what you have, because, you know, not everybody has every single matrix in the game, understandable. But if you're running her as damage, 2-piece Crow, 2-piece Amir. If you guys are running her as a Shatter bot, you can run 2-piece Shiro, 2-piece King if you want to as well. Now that we've done talking about that, Simulacrum Traits. As far as Cobalt, she's not a unit that is going to, number one, her Simulacrum Traits is not that good, right? Not at all. And she's not a unit that necessarily changes or dictates a different source of Simulacrum Trait. So obviously you can stick with your go-to, which is going to be 4-piece Samir, or not 4-piece Samir, 4K trait Samir, which is going to be giving you increased damage, 1 stack every 4 seconds, and it's going to be up to 5 times, and it's 4% damage. So that's going to be 20% final damage, 20. So Samir, best damage trait in the game, bar none, easily. If you guys don't, if you don't want to use that, you can use Tsubasa as far as that. But anyway, now that we're done with the traits, let's go ahead and talk about relics. Now, I'm only talking about 2, and the reason why I'm only talking about 2 relics is because if you're going for a damage setup, obviously you're going to be running 6 relics, and at that point it doesn't matter. You're going to be taking all of them. But if we're talking about just 2 relics to have on your, on your character at the current moment, you probably want to go with whatever helps your 3rd slot unit, right? You're not gonna, because you're probably going to be using your relics on the 3rd slot unit, which is going to be the primary damage dealer. It's going to be the main unit doing damage. So as far as Claudia, you're not going to be using relics on her. You're not going to be using them for her in game. Same thing is going to be going for Cobalt, unless you really need to shatter a unit. But for the sake of what you generally want to run, Q-On is always going to be a really nice go-to, because it's just going to be giving you increased final damage, right? By 20% for 10 seconds. So that's just always going to be amazing. And then the second one, depending on what you need, like I said, if you need to shatter a unit really fast, you can use Hologram Projector, so you can duplicate yourself and then use your skill or whatever you need. As far as Ruby, I'm not entirely sure what she wants to take yet, but as far as Huma is a unit that benefits from Hologram Projector, simply because whenever you're using her axe form, you are using her hold in the air. And so having 2 units doing that is going to net you a lot of shatter, energy, and damage, which is really nice. But ultimately, it's up to what you want to run on your team and what you're going to be running. I feel like this combination is just a really good combination. You can run Space-Time Rift if you want to group enemies up, so on and so forth. Pretty much up to you. Overall, Cobalt B is, like I said, right now she feels kind of incomplete. And a big part of that is because you do have to have dupes into her, number 1. Number 2, her full team isn't out. It's kind of like how Frigg feels pretty good right now, but that's because Tsubasa and Meryl are so good, right? And they're both ice units, and they just complement Frigg very well. Cobalt doesn't really have any units that complement her right now, but later on, once we get Ruby, eventually Lynn, etc., yada yada, she will feel a lot better. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.